We want them to see us. We want them to hear us, because we're going to elect people who listen to the people and let the people's voices be heard. That's what we let right now. Today is a new day. We're bringing a new day today.
Is that the P2?
Yeah, we'll be on YouTube.
No, I said, is that the P2, the camera?
This is a
Get the name right. So I gotta
okay.
Yeah. Just got it earlier this year.
Nice.
All right. Check 1, 2. This is Unicorn Riot. We're coming up
Okay.
live here.
This is a lady from
Live here in Philadelphia.
Save the
This is
Meadow,
Dan at Unicorn
right?
Riot. We're just
And
going
when I
live.
heard her story, is she here? Where's she at? Yes. When I heard the story, so she teaches us about the horticulture, about the plants and everything in our environment. And do you know that the authorities in our city tried to shut her down from teaching us? Why? There could be no other reason except they don't want us to connect to our environment, because they want to cut all this down and take it. So they don't want us to be connected to it. So I want her to come up and just tell her story, and we all can appreciate this. Lady Danny. Good afternoon.
We're live here in Philadelphia. We're just setting up our live streams right now. This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. We're here at a sort of rally and march calling for more democratic development in the city of Philadelphia.
As an urban forager,
Okay.
I show people that the plants that you probably consider weeds.
We're almost ready, sir.
Yeah, and that was something that Fairmount Park Conservancy.
Hey, this is Dan from Unicorn Riot. We're here at a demonstration in Philadelphia. There's going to be a march later. This is about development in the city, and there's a number of different groups that are here. So first we're going to hear from someone who's with UC Townhomes. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going up live on YouTube and Facebook. We really appreciate you all coming in. This is FDR Park here in South Philly. People are protesting against a lot of different development issues happening in the city. So we're going to talk to someone.
Not a select few.
Here, take the mic.
We have public servants that are not serving the public, and they're lying about it.
Okay, so can you tell us what brings you here today and what group you're with?
Yes, my name is Sheldon Davids. I'm with the People's Townhomes. We've rechristened it from the University City Townhomes to the People Townhome. Philly Thrive has been one of our allies from much earlier in our campaign. And so because we find common cause in terms of the resistance to what we regard as undemocratic development, we've decided to stand with them in this moment.
Can you tell us what the general situation is with the townhomes and how things have been going this year?
Well, the general situation is that because the townhomes itself is privately owned, the owner, Altman, has exercised the option of discontinuing the HUD contract. As a result, the folks who reside there under the HUD contract are subject to the termination of their leases and subject to being put out. And we have decided that we are going to resist that because the stock of public low-income affordable housing is rapidly diminishing through our city. In addition to which, the People's Townhomes has been for at least 2 generations a solid community that families have grown in, and so in the context of these disappearing communities, beginning with the Black Bottoms decades ago, we are one of the few such complexes that is left in the city. So we have decided in the first instance to try and preserve the status quo so people can continue to remain in their homes, but it is also a part of the bigger struggle against gentrification and against development that displaces people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how many families live there and sort of where it's located?
Well, it is along Market Street, the 3900 block, the entire block. So it is sandwiched between Market and Ludlow, and there's actually a spine of the complexes that are addressed as Ludlow Street. But it is commonly known as 3900 Market Street, and the addresses are 39 and whatever follows.
Market Street, West Philly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so, can you just sort of say what are maybe the next steps going on into the fall?
Well,
What do you and the
we initially we wanted to prevent the sale. Now our efforts are concentrated on trying to convince Altman to sell to an entity that will continue to facilitate public housing arrangement.
Could it be something like a land trust?
That is a possibility that we're considering. Sorry.
Name it, say what it is.
Well, we haven't. A land trust is a possibility, but we haven't settled on the mechanisms as yet. We're talking to some folks who are seeking to have the conversations that may lead to something close to what we have been fighting for.
Okay. Are there any other sort of key points that you want people to know out there?
Most importantly, that the complex is populated by families in the first instance, but several persons who senior citizens, people who have disabilities, and so they have come to rely on the proximity to the goods and services that are available in the surrounding area, which is a critical component of why the People's Townhomes is deemed so important. For one thing, we are located, our northwest corner is actually the 40th Street stop, and this access to public transport is what people, including myself, who up until recently was a resident there, have come to take for granted, and there is no small value in that. There is also the proximity to health services. Many of the families get their health services from the surrounding medical facilities. Many of them need the kind of proximity to these medical facilities, and so that too will be taken away. The children have in the past lost schools that have been shut down and have had to be have had to enroll in other schools. Now they don't know what their future is in terms of which schools they'll have to they'll have to enroll in, those who haven't enrolled as yet. So there are a range of vulnerabilities that this displacement is going to exacerbate.
Is there a website, or where should people go to find out more?
ThePeoplesTownhomes.com, and for social media, UC Townhomes.
Okay. So we're live on the internet right now. Do you want to say what we should title your name as and spell it?
Yes, it's Sheldon Davids. That's SHELDON. Davids, that's D as in Delta, A, V as in Victory, I, D as in Delta, S as in Sierra.
Terrific. Anything else you want to add?
Just reaching out to your viewership. If you question the legitimacy of our campaign, think about it in terms of us representing one of the few last hopes of housing available for vulnerable persons, and that vulnerability is expanding to include people of a greater range of socioeconomic standing by virtue of skyrocketing rents and skyrocketing land values that are often the results of gentrification. People are running out of places to live.
How would you define gentrification in this context?
Both in terms of bringing in folks who can afford to pay higher rents or higher mortgages, and the developments that are outside of residential use that makes the community more valuable in terms of strictly real estate terms, that push these things out of the reach, the locations and the surrounding facilities in terms of goods and services, out of the people, out of the reach of the people who need proximity to them the most.
Anything else you want to add right now?
No, that's it for now. Stand with Philly Thrive, stand with UC Townhomes, and stand with all of the other rights, human rights and social and democratic and economic rights communities throughout Philadelphia. Help us preserve our city for the people who live here.
Thank you. Can I see the shirt? That's cool. Thank you very much. Right with the pushing back the bulldozer, the woodcut. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. So, thank you. So we're here live down here in Philly. This is the first live stream after the election we're doing. There's a lot of different community groups here. They're all sort of raising different issues about development. So I think I'm going to follow with the main speakers for a while. There will be a march going on, and we'll keep bringing the stream as long as our batteries hold out today. So thanks again for tuning in. Thank you, Chris, on the back end. This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. We're going to hear from these speakers for a little bit and then go out on the march and talk to some other folks from the different groups. So thank you for tuning in.
Right there. Community benefit agreement. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want. The community has to benefit and the community has to agree. That's the bottom line. That's it. And this seems to be the kryptonite to our city. They don't want the community to benefit, and they don't care if we agree or not. They just do what they want. Our next speaker is one of the people who want to make a difference by putting people in office who agree with community benefit agreement. And her name is Nancy Wynn. Come right up.
Thank you. Is it this one? Both of them, like this?
Yes.
Oh, hello, everybody. Woo, okay. So my name is Nancy. I go by she, her. I am with Viet Lead. Where are my Viet Lead people? Yes, hello. I'm also here representing the Alliance for a Just Philadelphia. Who's out here? So I'm feeling a little nervous and a little underprepared because we just spent with over 200 people, we just spent the entire morning with our community working on a collective vision for this city for 2023 and beyond, right? A vision that belongs to us, a vision that is directed by us, a vision that includes jobs for all, healthcare for all, education for all, environmental justice for all, sanctuary for all, right? I just came from that amazing event, and I was asked to come here and just name how our work is connected and the story of also like how we got here. So Viet Lead, the last, has been supporting the work with Philly Thrive and like bringing our communities and stories to bear. Who here has heard of Hua Bin Plaza? Can you make some noise if you have been to Hua Bin Plaza? Okay, if you don't know what Hua Bin Plaza is today, it's because in 2019, there was a developer by the name of Streamline that aimed to close and raise the first Vietnamese plaza in Philadelphia that was opened in 1990 in order to build 44 luxury housing. Is that a familiar story? Right? For 3 years, Viet Lead worked with community, Viet Lead worked with NOAC, with folks that lived and shopped in those supermarkets to try to stop this developer to come in. And we got pretty far up until 2020. we were almost at a community benefits agreement until they said, we will negotiate with you if Viet Lead is not in the room. Does that sound familiar? Okay. Okay, they will pick and choose who they want to negotiate with. What? Right? That's sorry. I was about to say it and then I was like, young people. So there is a playbook that developers are using to try to push our communities out. A playbook that they are copycatting across this city. And that was why it is urgent, it is necessary for us to develop our own playbook, our own vision for this city, our own methodology on how our community stays rooted, our community stays here, our community stays at the front of any vision that Philadelphia puts forward, right? People over profit, can I hear that? People over profit, can I hear that? Democracy over development. Democracy over development. So one last time, so grateful to be able to be up here and share a little bit about our stories. So excited to hear the stories from all across this city on how folks are imagining and pretending that development for some is actually development for all, when we know unless it is led by our folks, unless the community, all of the community that is long-term residents is in the conversation from the beginning, it's all, who said it? I can't say the word. It's all BS. It's all BS. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Man, that's the playbook. They run them same plays over and over again. We just got to stop them, that's all. So right now, we get ready to get going. We get ready. I see everybody ready. Everybody ready? Y'all ready? Everybody ready? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Erica. She's going to give us the directions of what we're supposed to be doing.
Hey everyone, it's nice to see your beautiful faces. We got every skin color here, we got every age, we got people from all over the city, southwest, northeast, everywhere. And so, yeah, we're about to get moving. As you can see, you can just look behind you right now. We got this beautiful team of marshals who are going to make sure we stay safe. Yeah, let's give it a round for them. Woo! Make sure they can hear us. Go Marshals! Woo! And so, you know, maybe this is your 10th march, maybe it's your 100th, but maybe it's your first, right? And so we want to make sure that we stay as one solid group, right? We know all these developers, all these city council people, they're trying to divide us, they're trying to distract us, right? And that goes true here. We got to stay as one group, right? We want to march slow. We can't march too slow, right? So we can make sure we need to get where we want to go as one group. And we're going to be marching behind, I don't know if you've seen it yet, this big, beautiful banner. It's like a quilt. That says democracy over development. That's what we want to have at the front. And then, of course, we have all of our amazing artwork on poles. Put that stuff up as high as you can, right? We want everyone to be able to see it. We also have, to keep us safe, some police liaisons. They're folks in bright pink and bright orange shirts. Our marshals are wearing like vests, but these folks have like shirts on. And they're the only people who are going to talk to police, right? We need to make sure that we have a unified message with them, that they're trained in how to, de-escalate them and keep the rest of us safe. All right, so that everyone else, we can all focus on having a great time, having smiles on our faces while we march for our freedoms. Yeah. Woo! Great. And you want to say something, Ms. Sylvia?
I wanted to say hello to everyone. I want you to understand one thing. We've been blessed every day that we wake up. And we need to learn to appreciate what was given to us, clean, fresh air and clean water. We gotta be thankful. We can't let the billionaires come in here, fly in and fly out, and leave us dead. It's undercover killing they're doing to us. So let's say we're fired up. We're fired up. We're fired up. We're fired up. Woo!
Let's go.
Let's go.
too. All right. So can you tell me why you're here today?
Okay, so we're here today because we are bringing together the community and we're fighting for community rights. These are our streets. These are our parks. This is our community. We're tired of Big Corps coming in and taking over. We need a voice for the people, and we're really getting sick and tired of all the destruction of our natural land. Everybody deserves fresh air. Everybody deserves education, housing. Let's do this. Let's hope people hear us today.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about FDR Park, kind of recap just briefly the deal there?
Sure. So FDR Park is doing what they call a plan for restoring wetlands, but it's already a wetland. They claim they're building wetlands. It's already a wetland. They have eviscerated about 80 acres so far, and we're trying to save what's left. There's about another 80 of untouched land. It's beautiful. It's a thriving ecosystem. We have everything from monarch butterflies to, sorry about that.
Yep.
We have everything from monarch butterflies to minks to fox to deer. And it is a great place in the community for us to go and escape the city, escape the chaos. And here we are today, and we're just fighting for it to survive. And we really have to come together, because if not, it's going to be turned into a sports complex. So.
Anything else you want to add right now, or where the website, Instagram?
Sure, check us out. Our website is savethemeadows.com, and you can check us out on Facebook and check us out on Instagram. Follow Save the Meadows and Save the Meadows FDR.
Great. Thank you so much.
Sorry today.
No,
I know.
it's okay. It's quite all right. No, we really appreciate that. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. So hopefully our microphone's working. Thank you all for joining us. This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. We're here with some people opposed to the arena that's planned for Chinatown. So this person's got a wrecking ball. I saw a Chinatown gate over there. Let's see if we get the gate. It's pretty good. So I'll try to talk to some of those folks in a second. Struggling with my gear slightly. Sorry about the wobbles. Thank you all for tuning in at Unicorn Riot. We're live on Facebook, YouTube. There's a few hundred people out here from a bunch of different groups. So we'll try to talk to these folks. One moment, please.
They're billionaires who decided to plop an arena in our backyard without the courtesy of even telling us about what they're planning. We think the development should benefit the people. They already have an arena. They don't need another one. Their business model is to have 275 events every year. Keep the proceeds from the ticket sales and the concessions. In so doing, destroy one of the last historic neighborhoods in Philadelphia, which is Chinatown, the last community of color in Philadelphia, which is Chinatown, which has 3,000 community members.
Thank you. Oh boy. Yeah, just hold it close. Thank you.
3,000 community members that live, work, play, grow their families, celebrate their lives, and we are trying to preserve that because something that is unique should not be destroyed.
Where are they trying to put the stadium?
They want to demolish the fashion district that was just renovated, 10th to 11th Market. They said they own the rights to the Greyhound terminal, so they want to demolish that. They are going to build a 19,000 person arena, and they say that everybody is going to go to these events using public transportation. They are not doing any more parking. They have not done any environmental studies. They have not done any impact studies. All they said is, we're building this, and that's that.
I saw on some of the flyers that other developments have been rebuffed by the Chinatown neighborhood. Can you talk about the previous battles that you guys have won against some of these projects?
Sure, there are
Just hold it a little closer.
There are many other people that can speak to that, but yes, Chinatown, as one of the last center city communities, has been at the forefront of all these different development initiatives from the 70s, which is the Vine Street Expressway. We fought to preserve that. Those folks are still around. But since then, they have sought to build a baseball stadium, which we now, instead of building a baseball stadium, the parking lot of that stadium is now the footprint of our charter school, an elementary school for the families and children in the city, instead of just a place of profit for other billionaires. And Chinatown, I might add, has no public services. There is not an elementary school. There is not a rec center. There is not a library in the neighborhood. The community knows what it needs to thrive. Sports stadiums are needed in the city, but not in our neighborhood.
There's already a huge sports complex right down the street.
Exactly. We are not saying they already have a home.
Hold it closer.
They already have a home. That home is not going. They just don't own their home, so they decided to take our neighborhood and build another home for them.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add right now?
Oh, that there are many other people to speak about this issue, and it really shouldn't just be me, because there are businesses and other folks who speak a language other than English that are being left out of this conversation, and they need to be in it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Can you give us your name? We're live on the internet, whatever name you would like.
Yeah, my name's Nita, and I'm with Asian Americans United in Philadelphia.
How do you spell that?
N-E-E-T-A.
Thank you so much, Nita. Thank you. So we're here in Philadelphia, South Philadelphia. We're on a march with a bunch of different community groups. Thanks for tuning in. This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. This is a lot of different issues about corporate development. We were hearing there's a common playbook. So we learned about somewhat about the common playbook. So just give me 1 second here. Wasn't mine. Somebody dropped a mic, but it wasn't me. So audio check. Thank you all for tuning in. We're here in South Philly live right now. Want to talk about why you're here today?
Oh, no, I don't know no interviews. No, sir.
Well, thank you.
This is what democracy
Check 1, 2. All right, here, let me give me the microphone. Hold it close.
Okay, yeah.
Can you talk about why you're here today? What's going on?
I'm here today because we're looking at all the ways that the city of Philadelphia ignores communities when they make these huge development projects. I think all these different groups, whether it's about FDR Park and Save the Meadows or the Hillcode development, we can all see what's happening, and it's the same thing. It's the city not listening to what communities want and getting into these big development projects without listening, without taking any kind of community input, and just springing it on us. And usually there's a lot of environmental destruction that goes along with that.
Since we last talked to you, what else has been developing lately? What would you say? And is there a common
do you mean in terms of broader numbers of...
Blow people off and stuff like that, as well as maybe Meadow specific, but other than that, wider.
Right.
We can move a little.
I think what we've seen in the last month or two is just a consistent effort to ignore the community and to ignore the opposition and try to erase us as best they can from the media. And maybe part of it is, are we great at getting out our message? Maybe we're not perfect, but we shouldn't, we're competing with PR firms and big companies and the government all working together. So we do what we can all the time.
All right, anything else you'd like to add right now?
I'll run up to you if I.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Can you just say what we should put your name as?
Oh.
Just spell it out again.
Oh, Rich Garella, Garella with Save the Meadows, Philadelphia, I guess.
Cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, so we talked to Rich earlier. You can check out our website, unicornriot.ninja. We covered the Save the Meadows situation earlier. So we're going to check out this over here.
Because it was oil tanks under there that was leaking.
So we're here, we're near the refinery now.
Homes right now. And I highly, if any of the residents that lived in Pashuck homes before this was here is living in any of those homes right now. I highly doubt it. I don't know for certain, but I highly doubt if they're living in them homes living right there. And this is what they want to do to all of us. And this is why we are here, as powerful as we are, claiming our city back. That's what we are doing right here. Understand how powerful you are right now in this moment. Look, they can't come past here. They can't come past there. Traffic backed up as far as the eye can see. They can't come this way. We're shutting it down because we're not tolerating it no more. It's over. It's over. Them days is over. They long gone. We done woke up. They can't do it to us no more.
They lost.
And I have a former resident of Pashuck Homes, a fierce fighter for Philly Thrive, Miss Carol White, coming up to speak right now to let you know about Pashuck Homes.
Okay, beautiful people. Thank you guys for coming out. I just want to share that story about Pashuck. When I lived there, we talked about they put everybody out, and they still have a leakage underneath their homes, even though they're new homes. They ain't telling them that. They're not telling them that they're going to be breathing in the same toxic chemicals that we're breathing in every day. But we live across the street in Wilson Park. I also live there too in the fence line community. But this is what I would like to share with you guys. When I lived in when I lived in Pashuck, what happened was my children used to see this torch outside the window. When I moved there, and they was only 2 and 3 years old. But when I found out, they said, "Mommy, what is that beautiful thing that's shining outside the window?" And I said, "Well, I'm not sure, but it do look pretty in the nighttime. It do look nice, you know, to see it's a light shining upon the residents that's living out here." When I finally found out that Philly Thrive knocked on my door and told me what that torch was, I was devastated, because all these years we had to keep those windows closed, because even though it looked beautiful, for the torch that was outside, the smell was devastating. My children would get sick. Right now to this day, when we had that fire explosion over there, I'm still affected with my eye infections, and I have asthma today. And I wish I could bring my medications that I use each and every day, because I never had asthma before until I moved over here in South Philadelphia. But I'm just letting you know, those new homes right there is under a flood of water with toxic chemicals on top. And the person that put them there didn't care about nobody's lives. They didn't care about the children, and they don't care about how much money they was going to make off these people to move in. If they told them the truth, that there's a flood underneath these homes, that they couldn't get it all out when they put us out. And listen, guys, the fight is going to continue to go on, and we out here to make sure that something changes. If it don't change, it don't nothing change. Thank you, guys.
An epidemic of developers believing that they can just come in and do whatever they want, displace us, push us out, and do whatever, make their money, and we get nothing out the deal. That's why we're here. We're standing up to them. It's over for that. Later. Later for that. We're not taking it no more. You know what I mean? And our next speaker that's coming up from West Philadelphia, the University City Townhomes, they are fighting right now. And they're fighting hard. And they ain't taking it. And I'm fighting with them. And I've seen their fight. And their fight is a vicious fight. They got them backpedaling They making deals, they doing everything to keep them from off their neck. And that's what we gotta do. We have to do that. We was at City Hall and we did a march around City Hall, and this was brilliant. Somebody found out about a meeting that the developers was having and crashed that meeting. You should have seen them running out of there. You should have seen them running out of there. With their heads down and their tail between their legs. You should have seen them. So from the University City Townhomes, I welcome Miss Darlene.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm feeling good. You know why I'm feeling so good, y'all? Because we fighting back. We gotta fight back. We gotta fight back. My name is Darlene Foreman. For the last 12 months, we have been fighting to stay in our neighborhoods and to keep our community together. Our landlord of low-income housing contract is set to expire December the 27th, 2 days after Christmas. That's when they want us to be gone. They have extended the date 3 times since July. But it's always at the last minute. It's never enough time. They say they gave us a year, but that's really not true. The residents didn't get their housing relocation vouchers until late August. So that means that we only had 1 to 4 months to find a place. But that's why we're gonna keep on fighting. Some of us have lived in the townhomes for 30 years. We have been treated like dirt. The owner, Altman, has stopped maintaining the property. We have rats and roaches and plumbing issues. Shame. Talk about it. He's been driving people out. But we ain't going nowhere. When he extended the contract for the second time until October, he didn't even tell us. Guess what? I woke up the next morning and saw it on the news. I saw it on the news 7 o'clock in the morning that our contract was extended until the 8th. Shame! It's no way for people to be treated like this. No, people should not be treated like this. Stringing us along month to month at a time. That's right. We never know when we will be kicked out. When the sheriffs came, when the sheriffs came to tear down our 31-day encampment, Philly Thrive was right there with us. Y'all was right there with us, supporting us, walking with us, sleeping with us, fighting with us. So we're going to continue to walk and sleep and fight with y'all. Matter of fact, we're going to fight for every battle that's out here that needs to be fought, that's in battle. We're going to fight with y'all. You see, townhomes are going to stand up with our people, and we're going to fight for what's right, and we're going to stop these developers and these people from coming out here and taking our communities and our homes. But we have to stick together. As long as we stick together and we continue to fight, we're going to win. And like I say, fist up, fight back. 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 I love y'all.
because no matter what issue you mainly work on, all of the issues always affect us. They always pour the bad stuff on us, no matter what the issue is. If you want to talk about anything bad, it affects us. We gotta stand together on every issue. And our next guest speaker is from ACT UP. And she's going to tell us about Homeless Bill of Rights. Welcome, Ms. Jasmine Henderson.
Well, I'm Jasmine Henderson, and I'm with ACT UP Philadelphia. And we are a group of activists who, we are an HIV/AIDS activist group that is led by queer and trans people, especially people of color. And we have been, for the last 2 years now, doing actions against the mayor, trying to get them to reform how the Office of Homeless Services work. Right? Because when it comes down to it, they want to make it seem like us being homeless is always our fault. That's right. Us not being able to afford this rent is our fault. Right? They push us out for bullshit reasons like land grabs and property development, whatever they want to come up with, and then they want to treat us like we're less than human when we have to go to them for aid. Shame on Liz Hirsch. Shame on Liz Hirsch, shame on Mayor Kenny, and shame on City Council. Because they all let it happen. And at this point, we need to start holding our elected officials responsible. And what that means is, if they're not making rules and legislation that help the whole city and not just developers, fire their asses. We have an election coming up next year where every city council seat is up. All of them. None of them are safe. And if they're going to continue to do stuff like this, they're going to continue to not pass legislation that would have protected the UC townhomes from even having to go through what they're going through, then we need to say we don't want you there no more. And that's our power. Just like we can shut down these streets, we can put them right out of office. It's that simple. So as long as we continue to come out here and organize and believe that this is what we deserve, and that's housing as a human right. Housing should not be a commodity. Healthcare should not be a commodity. These are things that should be for everybody, everywhere, period. So what's housing? A human right. Housing is? A human right. Thank you.
Housing is a human right. Housing is our human right. So now, we're going to move on. Let us move on. Where the drum roll at?
The people over the dollar. We all in this together. We're all human beings. Black, brown, purple, rainbow. And it's about love and caring. And tired of the corporations just making stuff so inhuman. So I'm here to the very end. And it's a beautiful thing right now.
You see, we're live on the internet right now. Would you want to give us a name and a
They call me Q. They call me Q. I'm here. I'm from Philly, born and raised, and we're here. We're here.
Do you feel like there is a common playbook that gets used in terms of these development deals and things like that?
The one play, money over the people, and it's like big fish eat little fish, and it doesn't have to be that way. The 1% and all that other silly stuff, it has to stop. Yeah. We have to join together and stop these backdoor deals, this dollar over the people stuff, and this will help. Yeah. The ants can take over the elephant.
Yeah. What kind of trends have you been seeing in recent years in terms of corporate development and things like that? What patterns do you notice?
As far as with corporate development?
Yeah, and gentrification.
Oh man, wow. Oh, what I see is it's something called sleight of hand. They got this thing right now where they'll do 2 so-called low-income houses, but 100 high-income houses. You see these, they have the vacant lot program that's supposed to be for gardens and parks, and then when you turn your head, you see 3-story houses worth $500,000, and the houses around them maybe is decapitated. Is the worst.
Cool. Where do you think it's going? Building a reposition here. Where do you see this going in the next year or so? We can catch up, I guess. In terms of the trends, where do you see it going?
A trend as far as us as the people or the development, the developers. Right now, there's good versus evil. Right now, is the trend that I see what's going on. It's going to have to come to a middle ground because people's not taking it no more. I just see it's going to be like a give or take. They're rich and powerful, so they're going to get theirs. But I feel as though we're going to help a lot of people while they're still doing their money grab thing. So I see the trend. If we keep doing this, we'll get some good things done.
Anything else you want to add?
It's all love and keep up the good fight. Thank you.
So much. Thank you.
Shut it down.
Blow your horns all you want.
Everybody come close, come close. Y'all make a circle right here. Come on, y'all make a circle, come close. That's right, that's right. Spread out a little bit right here. Come on over here and make a circle. Make a circle, fill it in. Come on over, y'all.
The Lord allowed us to do this. We gonna do right by it and do what we need to. That's right. In ordinance, we keep the flow going. Y'all energy is be great today. I'm loving it. We all loving it. This is strength right here. This is a movement. This is strength right here. This is our strength. The strength of the people. Can't no type of money buy the strength of the people. I want to hear y'all. Let them know y'all here. Let them know y'all here. This is our power, y'all. This is the power of the people. We take these streets. These is ours. And I don't care about none of these cats blowing their horns out here. Y'all inconvenience us. We inconvenience in the street right now. This is ours right now. So y'all gonna have to wait your freaking turn. This power, we need to cultivate it and integrate it into a much higher purpose. This is the start right here. This is the start. And we will see this out. Thank y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. We got them honking their horns and everything. That's right. Honk your horns, baby. Honk your horns. That's what we need. We need every bit of it. Every bit of it. We gotta stand up like this. That's what we need. So now we're here. Right behind us, you have the Hillco site where they want to develop and they want to just cut us out. But right now, that $2 billion redevelopment that's going on, we're going to get cut in on that $2 billion redevelopment. We let it be known right here today. The days of just developing without us, they over. We here now. We want to sit at the table. And that's what we going to get. We getting to sit at the table this time. And we're not just getting to sit at the table just for anything. We want parts. We want beneficial agreements had, and we want all of our community to benefit from it. Everybody has to benefit. We're not mad when people want to make money, but you just got to cut us in. We got to make money too. We got to get money spent on us in education. We got to get money spent on us in community centers. We got to get money spent on us for playgrounds and safe havens for the children. We got to get money spent let me know that Hilco, we at the table. This where the table started, right here on the street. This where the table started. This where the negotiations started. We willing to negotiate. They could have came out and marched with us. We would have invited them, and we would have negotiated right here. The people. People want to park. That's what we want to do. Our next speaker is from the Philly Liberation Center. And they're going to speak about the dirty business of an LNG plant in the Philadelphia area right near us in Chester. And this is significant because this is an industry that has no boundaries. I've just recently learned that we're not allowed to even know what kind of chemicals they are putting in the earth for fracking. We're not allowed to know what poisonous substances are being put in our environment. It is against the law for us to know what they are going to kill us with. How? How could you have an industry that kills people and it is against the law for us to know what substances is in our environment? That's a slap in the face to the people. That means they don't care anything about our health, anything about the generations that come after us health. This is why we have to put an end to this whole industry. And this is why we cannot let them build a liquefied gas plant in Chester. So please welcome Echo Alfred.
Let me hear it for the streets. We got it. Streets. Streets. Streets.
All right, I am going to talk about Chester, but first I'm going to talk about Philly. Did y'all know that just the other day, Governor Wolf signed House Bill 2458 into law, establishing a task force made up of members of the General Assembly, the natural gas industry, Philadelphia building trades, and Philiport that would study the economic feasibility, financial impact, and the security necessities involved in making the Port of Philly an LNG export terminal. They're not just trying to do this to Philly, they're trying to do this to Chester, they're trying to do this in Marcus Hook. They want to make our entire Delaware River watershed an export hub for LNGs. Shame! Shame! In this industrialized I-95 corridor, we already bear the brunt of environmental injustice and racism by countless major polluting facilities. Directly in our lines of our home, we have endless fence-line communities that live directly in front of these major sources of pollution, and our children, our families are suffering from it. My kid has asthma, my kid has nosebleeds every day when he wakes up. I have asthma, have had my whole life, and it's all from these industries and the poison that they're putting into our air with no regard for human life and safety. And now they want to just when Philly Thrive and the community beat PES Refinery and got that out of here, now they want to come in and poison you again with LNGs? No! We are not going to let that happen. We will not let that stand. It will not. And it won't just be, it's not just the LNG terminal. They got to connect the pipelines to it. That means they're going to be taking homes. Easements. They're going to use the easements and take people's homes to connect the pipeline to the LNG export hub. And why? They're lying. They're lying and telling you that there's a natural gas shortage. There is not. There are 30 boats parked in the Mediterranean right now that cannot unload their LNGs because Europe is full. They just don't have the infrastructure to distribute it. There is no natural gas shortage. It's a lie. It is propaganda by the fossil fuel industry because they want profits and because they don't care about people to get it. They will take your homes. They will poison the air even even more.
Killed my father.
Shame on you!
My mother.
And they use warmongering. They use warmongering because of the Russia-Ukraine war. They want to use that as an excuse to continue to pollute our communities. They tell you the Ukrainian people need us to sacrifice our health, need to sacrifice our land, when the truth is that there is no gas shortage. Again, it's a lie. So we need to organize, and we need to come out here in the streets, and we need to tell them, no, we do not want Philly to be a natural gas hub. No, we will not sacrifice our communities to this. We need to join an organization and fight every day because, as you can see, this pollution is not just that issue. It's connected to housing. It's connected to racial justice. It's connected to financial justice. It's connected to everything that we're fighting for. So we need to organize in our communities every day to tell them that we will not stand for this. We will not sacrifice our community to the fossil fuel industry. Thank you.
Thank you. That was news. That was brand new news to me. That Governor Wolf signed that bill. Now this is the reason why we got to be careful who we vote for. We got to be careful who we vote for, who we put in office. Because Governor Wolf always said he was for the people. He always said he was for us. He always said he was for democracy. Is democracy where you kill the people? That's part of democracy? That's what they want to do. And also, I just want to shine a light on the way that, you know, developers, right, they have plans to come in and they tell you of all the financial success that your community have when they come to it. But these things are just lies just to get in the door. And for the life of me, speaking about our next speaker, for the life of me, I can't understand why does it make sense to build an arena in the center of the city downtown. Don't get me wrong, I love the Sixers, I'm a diehard Sixers fan. But you can't have no arena in Center City. There's nothing wrong with where you're playing at right now. Straighten your game up too while you at it. But it makes no sense. So the next speaker that's coming up, W. Wee from the Asian Americans United. Deborah White, I'm sorry.
Both? Hi, everyone. Want to give a shout out to all these cars that are backed up here, because this is what Chinatown's going to look like if they build that fucking arena. So, little talk story. In Chinese, we say "gong gu zai." Talk story. My son, Aaron, he lived for Kung Fu Man. He was down in Chinatown 3 nights a week. Every weekend, you could find him in Chinatown. And every weekend, he would take a little money from his piggy bank, and he'd go down to the laundromat that used to be on the corner of 10th and Cherry, and he'd buy some candy. And I asked him one day, you know, why are you buying candy in the laundromat? It's cheaper up the street in CVS. And he schooled me. He said, the man in the laundromat always says hello to me. He's happy to see me. He calls me by my Chinese name. So what does it mean for our children to grow up in communities where people they interact with call them by their names? Their true names. What does it mean to know the economy you support is the economy of the people you know, the people you have relationships with? What does it mean to have real communities like Chinatown? This isn't just an esoteric economic question. It's a question about our humanity, about our capacity to create and sustain community. It is at the heart of what it means to value democracy over development. And now Chinatown, born from exclusion, hate, and violence, grown into a cultural and spiritual center, a community in which I marked every major life event, from my marriage to the birth of my children, from graduations to the passing of my parents. A community that has struggled to exist for more than 150 years. This community is yet again under attack. How much is a billion? How much is $1 billion? 999,999,999 plus one. And the developers behind the Arena project, threatening a low-income and working-class community of color, the last in Center City, one of the last Chinatowns in the country, they're not just billionaires, they're multi-billionaires. Let's name names, man. David Edelman. The man who made his billions from campus housing. He made his billions on the backs of student debt. All while taking advantage of tax abatements, pushing prices up, and pushing long-term community residents from their homes. Billionaire number 2, Josh Harris. Co-founder of the Apollo Global Group, the group that ran Hahnemann Hospital into the ground, that tried to milk the city in the middle of a pandemic. The man who wanted to cut the wages of the workers in the 76ers organization by 20% in the midst of the pandemic, while in the same week, he donated $100 million to Penn's Business School. Billionaire number 3, David Blitzer, global head of tactical opportunities with the Blackstone Group, an investment firm that has been called out by the United Nations for contributing to the global housing crisis. A UN rapporteur singled out Blackstone's practices for having, quote, devastating consequences for tenants in countries all around the world. The rapporteur said, we remind states of their human rights obligations to regulate investment in residential real estate so that it supports the right to adequate housing. While gold is a commodity, housing is not. It is a human right. So there you have it, a trifecta of greed, the American oligarchs. Philadelphia is at the center, at the eye of the storm of parasitic greed that we have exported around the world. Chinatown is now the bullseye of an obscene vanity project of billionaires who are fueling the global housing crisis. But as we have done time and time again, Chinatown will fight. And we know, standing here looking at all of you, we do not fight alone. Our fight is a Philadelphia fight. Our fight is a global fight. Chinatown stands in solidarity with all who dare to fight and who dare to win. So I say for our elders, for our children, for our precious communities, we say shut them down! Shut them down! Shut them all the hell down!
That's the energy we need. We need that energy. Thank you so much. We gotta shut them down. They want to make their money off of our backs. They billionaires and they want to make their money off of our backs. And they become used to making their money off of our backs. They get tax abatements. They get tax credits. They get everything. We get slavery. That's not mathematics. And it's stopping right now. This is the start of stopping that stuff right now. Right now, we stopping it right now. And just like we pay taxes, we want the people that's billionaires, they gotta pay taxes too.
Pay taxes, pay taxes.
And on that note, I have a speaker from Acre. Come on up.
Who's sitting? Our city. Who's sitting? Our city. Who's sitting? Our city. I'm Ermi. I'm with Acre and we're part of the Philly Revenue Project. We are Tax the Rich PHL because Philly can thrive if we tax the rich. PPR is a coalition of people, organizations, and campaigns wanting to fund public services and hold billionaires, corporations, and nonprofits accountable to pay their fair share. Funding city services creates a thriving city. Developers, corporations, and the ultra-wealthy rely on tax breaks, development incentives, and other forms of public money to get what they want. When corporations, billionaires, and universities don't pay what they owe in taxes, working people bear the cost of every day in underfunded schools, parks, recreation centers, libraries, and neighborhoods. There are real solutions that could bring much-needed revenue to our city services. In June 2020, Councilmember Brooks introduced the Philly Wealth Tax. The Philly Wealth Tax would tax intangible personal property. Intangible personal property includes assets like stocks and bonds. And who has stocks and bonds? The rich. It taxes $4 for every $1,000 in holdings, or 4 cents out of every $10, just 0.4%, which is really low, especially for the ultra-rich. The tax would fall almost exclusively on the rich, since they are the ones who hold the kinds of assets that the tax covers, and because retirement accounts are excluded. Most people don't know, but this tax existed beginning in the early 1900s, up through the 90s, when the rich and corporations lobbied to get rid of it. But we need investment in our communities, not development that pushes working people out of our neighborhoods. This tax alone could generate more than $250 million. So we need to tax the rich. We need to fund the people, fund our communities, and not billionaires. So next year, City Council and the mayor are all up for grabs. So we need to hold them accountable because they control the city budget. So our city budget, we need to tell them that there is money in Philadelphia. We need to tell them to tax the rich. We want to do that by defunding the police, ending tax abatements, collecting pilots, passing the wealth tax, and requiring the wealthy to pay their fair share. So Philly can thrive if we tax the rich. Fist up. Fight back. Fist up. Fight back. Fist up. Fight back. Fist up.
Yeah. We gotta tax the rich. We gotta get the foot off our neck. We don't want to hurt you, but just break us off a little something. All right, y'all, we came, we saw, we conquered, and I think they heard us loud and clear. Yeah. We gonna move on, we gonna go this way, right up this road right here, y'all. Let's go.
So we're here at 26 in Penrose in Philly, Pennsylvania. This has been a protest with a bunch of different groups against corporate development and a number of different projects in the city.
many viewers do you have? Some dozens. We're here in support of Philly Thrive. My name's Dave.
What is Philly Thrive?
Philly Thrive has been fighting for 8 years for environmental justice, racial justice, and economic justice in support of closing down the refinery here in City Council District 2 in Philadelphia.
So behind us, there's a huge refinery site. Can you explain a little bit about what happened there and the explosion and all that?
Well, 150 years of environmental damage has occurred, so it's hard to talk about 150 years of destruction to our communities here. But the neighborhoods of Grays Ferry, of Point Breeze, of here in South Philly, over in Southwest Philly have banded together, and especially in 2019 after the refinery exploded. We were able to shut down the refinery through the activists of Philly Thrive, and here we are today trying to get a community benefits agreement from Hilco, who remains silent.
I heard there was a meeting that was scheduled and then called off a couple weeks ago. Can you just mention what's going on with those meetings?
Hilco is not telling truthfulness. They're setting up meetings. They're canceling meetings. June 4th, they said they'd come out to Stinger Square. They didn't show up. Philly Thrive gathered the community. When was that? In August? September? I don't remember when. Over at Autumn Reed High School, they said they were having a meeting, and then the last minute, they told everyone that there was a security threat, and there was no security threat. There was Philly Thrive, peaceful activists, calling for a community benefits agreement to support the neighborhoods.
Do you have a website or where can people go find on?
PhillyThrive.org. Welcome to Philadelphia.
On Penrose. Like a ramp. The refinery is right here. Okay. So that's the refinery up over there. Sorry about the shakiness, folks.
So do y'all think we put the city on notice today? Y'all think they get the message yet? If they don't, they will. That's what I just heard in the crowd. We're going to make them get the message.
Hell yeah!
We're going to fist up, fight back.
Fight back!
Fight back! We're going to keep fighting. Everybody here, make sure the next time you tell somebody else about this fight. We got to get bigger. We got to get more people involved. We got to have everybody understand what's at stake. See, because that's what they've been getting away with it so long for, because they haven't told people what's at stake. But now we waking up, we know what's at stake from the jump, from the beginning. What's at stake? And we're there to make sure we get our fair share of what's at stake. So right now, we closing out, and I want to thank everybody for coming out and standing up for justice today. It was my pleasure to march with y'all, and I will do it again any day of the week. Just call me, I'm ready. So we got buses coming to take us back to the park. And this is goodbye, but it's not forever. We're going to see each other in the fight because we fighting to the end.
Like I say, y'all, fist up! Fist up! Fist up! Fist up!
We got a bus here. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, everybody. Hey, real quick. All right, so you know all the momentum we gathered tonight, all the power that we gathered tonight. I don't want it to be like how we vote and then we just leave our chances up to elected officials. I want y'all to remember, we have power. Please do not leave your power at the polling place, and please do not leave your power here today. My name is Boogie Rose, and it's so important that you guys remember that your roses also. You guys have thorns for a reason. We have different thorns, but at the end of the day, we are all flowers. And at the end of the day, we have a lot of cement, literally and figuratively, that we have to break through because we are roses and concrete. And I need us to remember that. Do not leave your power at the polling place. Do not leave your power here tonight. We're hyped, we're sweaty, we're hot. Keep this going. Keep this momentum going. Let's go. Let's go. Power. I got you. Let's fire it up. We fired 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 up. Keep the fire going. Keep the fire going. We fired up. We fired up.
That's what we need, baby. That's what we need.
Hey everybody. Wow. What a day.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah. Well, the sun used to be out, and now you can see these things are on our next one. So pretty. So pretty. And woo! Thank you, drummers! Thank you, drummers! And we gotta remember that when we fight, we win. That's right. Woo! And so we got so many more wins today. I think this is a win. Y'all think this was a win? And you know, the road ahead is going to be pretty challenging, right? There's going to be a lot of lows. So when, you know, we're down in the dumps, we got to remember this moment. We got to believe that we can win. We fired up. So let's make a moment so we can remember that. I believe. I believe that. I believe that we. I believe that we will. I believe that we will win. 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 I believe that we will win.
nationalities, racist cultures. Guys, we all came together for a cause. We all came together for a cause. Now we need to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. There should be way more people here. There should be way more people here. We share too many of the bad stories and all that. Forget all that on our timeline. Share this moment. Take pictures right now if you did. Share it on your timelines. Tag all the other organizations you see here. It's so important that we become our own coalitions. That's so important. That's how we keep our power. Don't let them divide us. Oh, it's a black thing, it's a white thing, it's an Asian thing. No, it's a green thing. It's a green thing. We gotta stay together. We gotta stay together. I think we fired up. Are we fired up now? We fired up. Are we fired up now? Oh yeah. We fired up. Oh yeah. We fired up. We fired up. We fired up. We fired up. I don't see you saying we fired up. 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 I got my power. I got my power. Of different backgrounds are here with ailments. Some of y'all are walking with leg issues or back issues. We are fighting a good fight, whether we're sick, whether we're tired, whether we're sick and tired. So remember this moment. Don't let it go in vain. Please don't let it go in vain. People are here. That's right. Listen, a lot of us are like, oh, we don't have any elders. We are the new elders. We are the new elders. We are the new elders. We got to start teaching the youth to organize. This is an organizational event. We have to teach the youth to organize. We got to teach them to be fired up. So take this fire. Each one teach one. Take one youth. I ask you guys, I'm giving you a job. Because a lot of times we have these rallies, we have these events with no task at the end. That's right. So it's like we did all this for work for what? Take one youth, I don't care who it is, and teach them your skill set. Teach them what you know how to do. I don't care if it's reading. I don't care if it's sewing. Teach them something, and I'm charging each of you with it. My name is Boogie Rose. I don't care if you gotta tag me on it or whatever. I'm charging y'all. Please, each one teach one, and let's stay fired up. Stay fired up. Stay fired up. We 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 fired up.
Hey, folks. Quick administrative announcement, everybody. I'm James with Philly Thrive. All of you all who are holding signs, which is most of you all, please deposit them with the lovely Lillian Marley over in the grass. Just a little bit to pick them up. Please, thank you. Please do not take the art on the buses. Thank you so much.
We fired up! We fired up! We fired up! Oh, can I get that?
Check 1, 2. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. We're down here just off of Penrose Avenue in 26. We're adjacent to an enormous refinery, and we heard from people who told us about the refinery development process. People have those little glow-in-the-dark rings going on. Everything's winding down now. We have people from a lot of different groups. Had the drummers. We heard from people trying to save Chinatown, people trying to save FDR Park. So there's a couple hundred people here. Thank you all for tuning in live. You can, if you want to follow Unicorn Riot's work, we're on.
Buses here right now. We want anybody who's comfortable with taking a trip on a second trip around to stay over here. We got the drum roll right here. We're gonna have a little party, and then we're gonna send the people, like our elders and the children, they go and get on the bus first. And 2 buses, one over here and one over here, 2 buses. They're going to make however many trips it take to get us all back to the park.
We're a few blocks away from FDR Park. I'll move off for a second. So we were learning a little bit about this refinery here. There was a huge fire. The post on unicornriot.ninja, a federal investigative board has a very detailed video about the fire explosion that happened here a couple years ago. Dangerous explosion when the refinery was still active. It's been owned for 100 years. So this event is kind of ending here, I think, symbolically, because it's, you know, next to that refinery. And we learned that the company has been avoiding community meetings about how to redevelop this refinery. So we heard about that. We heard about Chinatown. We heard about FDR Park. We heard about the liquid natural gas and a bill through the legislature. So we heard about a lot of different things, a lot of different issues. So I think we're going to take the stream down in a moment here. We'll just sort of let things chill for a moment, but we'll take it down pretty soon. You can follow Unicorn Riot on social media, on Facebook. We're still on Twitter. We started a new Mastodon. You can follow Unicorn Riot on mastodon.social/@Unicorn Riot, Mastodon. We're now up on LinkedIn. We've been adding more websites since Twitter's screwed up. So thank you all for tuning in. We were able to talk to a bunch of people today. We really appreciate it. We also had a report earlier about FDR Park and the redevelopment plan at FDR Park. And we talked to some of the folks, again, who've been involved in that today, and how basically a land that is functionally a wetland is being redeclared again as a sort of wetland. So that's one of the issues here in South Philly. And as we heard, there's a lot of asthma, a lot of breathing problems in South Philly. So anyway, I think we'll take the stream down now. Thank you very much, Chris, on the back end. And if you can support our work at unicornriot.ninja/donate, that helps us keep bringing out information about these different social movements to you. Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Again, this is Dan at Unicorn Riot signing off. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.